Hi, you watching your favorite YouTube channel, Learning Digital. Here we learn digital world things, so subscribe this channel for more digital world videos. Hello, my name is Ashish. Welcome to Increase SEO Traffic with WordPress. By the end of this project, you will learn how to increase SEO in your free WordPress website. You will add elements to an existing WordPress website and manage content in order to increase SEO. You will learn to read analytics within WordPress in order to drive content management related to SEO within your free WordPress website. Let's get started. You should navigate to www.wordpress.com. You should already have a WordPress account and you should be logged in with your website loaded in order to edit it. If you have not logged in and loaded your website editor, pause the video now to log into your WordPress account and load your website. You should navigate to your website dashboard in order to begin setting up your website. We are going to use an existing website in WordPress. If you do not have an existing website, you can learn to build one in the Coursera project. Build a full website around a blog using WordPress. In that project, you will build a website about bicycles. Let's head to our website. Click on the My Site button in the upper left corner of the page. Your website should be loaded and ready to edit. Before we continue, there are a couple of things you should know about SEO. Some of you may not be very familiar with SEO. It means search engine optimization, and it's very important. You might be thinking that you've built this amazing website, but how do you get people to see it? It's SEO. It's a way to build a website that includes optimized code and formatting to make it easier for search engines like Google, Bing, and Yandex to find your website. So basically, search engines rank websites. If your website content isn't search engine optimized, then the search engine doesn't know how to rank it, which means your website won't get visitors. It sounds technical, but it's really not, and we won't get technical in this project. You'll learn some super easy tips to begin driving traffic to your free website. In this lesson, I'll show you some quick and easy ways to optimize your website that you've already created. We will actually touch on each of these social links, keywords, and content in this project. First, let's take a look at our visibility settings. Click on the WP admin link on the toolbar on the left. You may have to sign into your admin dashboard. Please do so now. Click on Settings, then click Reading. Scroll down to Site Visibility. Make sure the radio button or box next to the sentence "Discourage search engines from indexing this site" is not clicked. We want to allow search engines to index the site. Currently, my site is set to private. We are going to make it visible and allow search engines to index the site. So make sure this radio button is selected. And if you made a change, scroll down to click Save Changes. Your settings have now been saved. Thanks for watching. We'll meet in next video. We will learn how to make changes to permalinks on the website, blog and pages. First, let's check out SEO-friendly URL structures or permalinks. We want to make sure that the website URLs contain words that are easy to read for search engines. You should already be logged in with your website loaded. If you have not logged in and loaded your website editor, log into your WordPress account and load your website. Let's first shorten the URL or set a slug at the end portion of your blog post URL for a WordPress blog post. Navigate to a blog post by opening it in the WordPress editor. Click on Posts. We will edit this post. You'll find the slug field in the document editor pane to the left. Document. The slug is also known as the permalink. You can see URL slug. The slug is already enabled. We just want to change it to make it shorter. Because this isn't a full post, it is already short, and you will see another slug change in a moment when we actually add content and make a new blog. Click in the box. If there's any text in the box, delete it. Type a new slug for the post, making sure to separate words with hyphens. So we could say test blog. Remember that this must be unique because we cannot repeat a slug that has already been used, and we will follow the same format to change a URL slug for a page. So let's go ahead and update. And now the slug has been saved. You can see the change here. And this would be the URL for this particular post. Let's go back to the dashboard to find pages. Go ahead and click on Pages under the site on the Tools panel to the left and choose a page. We'll go all the way back to the main dashboard. It's a little bit easier to read and navigate. Go to My Sites. Here we go. So click on Site to expand the menu. Click on Pages. Let's choose the Our Shop page. Find the permalink in the editor on the right, and then let's follow the same format. Include hyphens and keep it short. Let's update the URL to say Bike Shop. Make sure to press Update when you are finished. And you can see that the page has been updated. Let's change the permalink for the rest of our pages, so go back. We can go back by clicking on the tab. Click on Site, Pages. We'll do it for the blog. And we want to change this slug to be Bike Blog Update. You can also get back to the main page by clicking on My Sites. We will leave this slug as it is, Contact. That's short and sweet and it's easy to find. So you can follow the same process for your own website or for this website that you created, remembering to keep it short and sweet, add hyphens. For this one, we want clubs and lessons. So we'll type in clubs lessons and click Update. Let's go back. Finally, the home page. So for this one, we will click in the slug and let's type home. You can see it's changed. Update. And now we have updated all the permalinks for the pages. You also updated a permalink for a blog post. In this task, we updated the permalinks or slugs for our blog posts and pages to make them SEO friendly. Last task, we finished optimizing our blog by adding keywords, links, categories, and tags in a blog. In this task, we will add alt text to images on the website, which will increase user experience, which has an impact on SEO. We will also review other marketing options and analytics. Another way to increase SEO is by adding alt text to our images on our website. Alt text is an alternative text that is applied to images on a WordPress site. There are two ways to add alt text, so let's go ahead and take a look. You should already be logged into your free website or to your WordPress account. If you are not, pause the video now and go ahead and log in. The first way to add alt text is to find an image on your website. In this case, let's go to our blog and click on the image within the WordPress editor. Let's close these windows. So now we are on our main dashboard. Let's click on Posts. Remember, we scheduled the post that we just created, which is the one we want to edit. So click on Scheduled. Click the history of bicycles, and we don't have any images in this blog post, so let's add an image. And we are going to add an image underneath the title of the history of bicycles. Click on the block that begins with vehicles, which is the first paragraph, to make sure it's active, then click on the three dots. Click Insert to Before. Click on the plus, scroll to Image. Now let's go to Media Library. And let's choose this vintage bicycle here. Now, before we go ahead and add the bicycle, we can add the alt text here by clicking Edit. We can change the title. Let's change the title to Vintage Bicycle. You can see the caption or the URL. It's already populated for it. Let's type the alt text. The alt text should actually match the image. So think of it as a description of the image. So if I were the user and wanted to hover over it, a description would pop up and it would match what the image is. So let's go ahead and type in again, vintage bicycle, next to or by vintage suitcase. Then let's click Insert. So now we have the vintage bicycle, and it is next to the suitcase, and it appears underneath the header. We want to go ahead and make sure that that's updated. Now let's go ahead and show you another way that you can change the alt text. We are going to insert another image. So scroll down toward the bottom. So bicycles of today, let's add an image here. We are going to use the media library and go ahead and just insert the road bike. Insert, and you can change the alt text by making sure that the image is selected. Go to Document. We are actually going to go back to Block menu, and then alt text is set underneath the block menu. So again, we want to describe the purpose of the image or add a description of the image, and we'll type in vintage road bike. And now we've added the alt text as well. In order to make these changes stay, let's go ahead and click Schedule, and it is now scheduling based on the schedule that we set earlier. So now you have added alt text to images, which helps web crawlers index images on your site. Remember to add a specific description for your image, being careful not to be too spammy with keywords. Notice we use keywords in all of the alt text descriptions. Next, while we are talking about images, let's add an image title to the tags. So this is something that doesn't necessarily increase your SEO. That can increase the user experience, which I mentioned earlier. So let's add an image tag to one of our images we just added, or an image title tag to one of our images that we just added to our blog. So click on, we'll go ahead and use the image that we are already on. Make sure that it's selected. We want to actually go ahead and leave the editor to go back to the dashboard by clicking My Sites in the upper left corner. Click on the media link on the left. There's our vintage road bike. So choose an image. We'll choose a vintage road bike that we had selected in the editor. Click Edit, add a title in the title box. This is something a user may see when they hover over the picture, and make sure it is user-friendly in order to enhance the user experience. So we'll type vintage road bike and then click Done. Finally, let's take a look at the website analytics. But before we do that, I want to point out marketing. Click on Tools to expand the Tools menu. Click Marketing, and if you had a paid website, you could actually boost your traffic using connections, so plugins. You can also use social media, which we added to the original website when we built it, and additional traffic options. Now let's go look at steps. This is for analytics, so click on Steps, and then you can see your analytics for your website. This is where you can keep track of all of your site's statistics. For example, where users are located in the world, posts and pages visited while the user was on the page here, so home page, so 4 views, 3 views you can see. If you scroll in, then you can see how many times they visited or how many times in the week. You can look to see your average visits per page, and then you can search terms used on your website. So look at if anybody search for something on your website, so then you can update your website to help individuals find that information easily. This information should be used to inform how you continue to develop your website, potential changes that need to be made, and the most popular search terms and pages visited. In this task, we added alt text to images on the website, which will increase user experience, which has an impact on SEO. And congratulations, you have learned how to make changes to your WordPress website to increase SEO by adding keywords, tags, internal links, and headers. You also learned where you can read analytics and the purpose of the data and analytics that is tracked on the website. These are all ways to increase SEO using a free version of WordPress. Thank you for taking the Increase SEO Traffic with Welcome. In this task, we will finish optimizing our blog post by adding keywords, links, categories, and tags. If you have not logged in, log into your WordPress account and load your website. Our goal for this blog post is to add 3 to 5 internal links. Internal links connect the content in the blog post to another page on the website. Doing this will increase the time a visitor spends on your website, which in turn increases SEO. We are going to work again in the blog post we created in the last task. Let's add our first internal link. Scroll down to the page that begins with mid-century or the paragraph, not the page. Here, find the words typical hobby cyclist. Highlight the text. We are going to set the link to internally connect to the clubs and lessons page. In order to grab the link, right-click on the W in the upper left corner. This will allow us to open a link in a new tab so we don't have to leave this page. So we may be at this page. Let's go ahead and go back to the dashboard. Click on Pages. Find the Clubs and Lessons page. Go over to the 3 dots. Click Copy Link. Go back to the tab with the blog loaded and text highlighted. Here our blog is loaded and the text is highlighted. Click on the link tool, then paste the URL. Make sure to open in a new tab and press Enter. You can click on the little Enter arrow and that submits it. So now you can see that our text is linked. Let's go ahead and save the draft then preview. And here we go. So we want to close and accept that link because it works. Let's follow the same process for the following key text, so close this page. Find the paragraph that begins with "in the United States." Find the text that reads "Sports Roadster," and we are going to link it to the clubs and lessons page as well. Since we've already copied and pasted that, and that was the last thing that we copied and pasted, the URL, we can go ahead and highlight. Click the link. Go ahead and paste again. Notice it says clubs and lessons. Open a new tab, click the enter. Let's save the draft and preview. Double check it, it's good to go. Click close. Now let's link our final internal link and the paragraph that begins with "in recent years." So find the paragraph that begins with "in recent years." Find the text that reads "specialization" and link to our shop page. So highlight "let's go back to pages." Our shop. So find our shop, click on the three dots. Click copy link. We are going to go back to edit post, same process. Paste. Notice it says bike shop because we changed that URL earlier, that slug or permalink, and click enter. Save draft. It's always easier to double check links before you move on so you don't forget to check a link later. Specialization. We are on our shop. Click close, and then in the last paragraph, let's go ahead and add one more internal link. So find the word maintenance and click to link it to our shop page. Maintenance here, since we already copied that link, we are going to go ahead and click the link and it should already be available. Bike shop. Open in a new tab and then press enter, save draft. Let's preview it to check the link and it works. Click close. Now a note about other links that appear in the text. It is great to also link to external links, but make sure that they are reliable resources, and if they are not, break those links or don't use them. So finally, let's make some adjustments in the editor for the blog post before we publish it. Let's take a look at the editor. Click on the box that says stick to the top of blog. You should click on document and then you will find the box stick to the top of the blog, so this will be the first blog post that appears. Next, change the permalink to history of bikes. So we are going to shorten it. Don't forget to include your hyphens. Let's add a category. Categorizing posts helps our users to find related material on the website, which encourages a longer time on the website by the user. Click on add a category, and for this one we will type about bikes. You can also see that the category bikes exists. We want to leave the parent category blank. Let's add tags. Remember to separate with commas or we can add the enter key. So we'll type in multiple tags vintage bicycles and press enter. Let's go ahead and press comma. It's a little bit easier. You can see that your tag now appears. The next one will be bicycle history Foodsters users. It's the last tag. Let's enter. We will optimize comments from our settings page and click update to update all of the settings on the blog. So let's go ahead and click save draft and publish. So you get that double check. Let's publish it later, maybe on Monday schedule. We can go ahead and close that tab. Go back to your dashboard, click Settings, and that should be on the WP admin. Scroll down Settings, then click Discussion. Change the settings to the following: enable thread nested comments 5 levels deep here 5. Break comments into pages with 20 at the top level. So we'll type in the number 20, and then this will also help comments on the blog load faster, which will keep the user on the website longer. When you have a website that does not load quickly, the user will leave the website, and that impacts SEO. So our blog should now be optimized for SEO using the free version of WordPress. Don't forget to make sure to save changes. Welcome. In this task, we will format blog headings in order to make content easier to read and to make our blog SEO friendly. You should already have a WordPress account and you should be logged in with your website loaded in order to edit it. If you have not logged in and loaded your website editor, pause the video now to log into your WordPress account and load your website. Let's go back to the home page or dashboard, and on the menu to the left, choose the posts link under the site. Let's create a new post. Click on Add New Post. We are now in the editor. We are going to copy and paste the text from the Word document in the folder on your desktop titled Increase SEO Traffic with WordPress. Let's open that document. Here's the title, Increase SEO with WordPress. While we wait for the text to load, we are going to highlight the title and copy and paste the title into WordPress. So highlight, right-click, copy, go back to the new blog post. So click on the page that we minimized, right-click and paste. Now we have our title of our blog. Let's make sure that it is set as an H1 header. Click on the text area or click on it to make sure that it's selected, and then we can go to block. When we go to block, you can see that no block is selected. So we know that this is set as a header and WordPress defaults to H1 as the setting. Click on the text area underneath the title, go back to the document. The Word document, copy the entire body of the text. So we are going to highlight all of the rest of the text. Doesn't look like we've got it all. We are going to make this view a little bit smaller so that we can see all of the text. Now let's copy all of the text. You do not need to copy the title again. Right-click, copy, go back to the post, right-click, paste. Now let's pull out subheadings to break up the body of the blog. Headings are rated H1 to H6, H1 being the most important. Web crawlers use headings to determine relevancy of the site's content in a search. The H1 tag should also contain a focus keyword for the blog, which we used in the title. Other subheadings at the H2 and H3 level can also include keywords, but should not be crammed with keywords. There is definitely a balance required when using keywords and headers. Let's add our first header as an H2 header under the first paragraph. It will read early bicycles, so hover and then click to add the header. Click on the plus, click heading. Notice that it defaults to H2 and then type early bicycles. With the text still selected, click on the paragraph symbol in the toolbar. So if your text were not set to H2, we would want to go ahead and select it, and your paragraph symbol would be here. So to change the heading level, Notice that you have your heading levels. We are going to leave it at H2. Let's add two additional headers following the same process. The second header will go under the third major paragraph that ends with the date 1891. Here, same process, plus add a heading. We are going to use the following text. Make sure it's set to H2 and mid-century bicycles. Notice that you can also set the heading level in your block editor to the right, and you can make additional changes to your font size. Finally, the last header should be added just before the paragraph that begins with "in recent years." Scroll down in recent years, find the plus, click on it, click heading H2. So double check that. Then go ahead and type bicycles are today. We have now added heading to our blog or headings to our blog, which will help web crawlers index our websites and increase our visibility in relevant searches. If you need more time to complete this task, pause the video now. In this task, we formatted blog headings in order to make content easier to read to make our blog SEO friendly.